By using drones, I like that idea because it can help several ways, like for search and rescues, for checking the berry patch when we don't want to walk a couple of miles back into the woods.
Projects, we got a farm out here, an oyster farm, and we've been kind of doing the surveillance through drones, which has been really innovative. To me, I've always done it by the boat. Get in the boat, go out there and check it, you know. I know it's there, but here they can just let it go off right from the parking lot. Fly 10 minutes over there, they're over the farm area.
And so we came up with the idea of just using drones instead of boats to go out and check the research sites. So go out there at least twice a month to make sure that the buoys and anchors haven't broken off or run away or lost pots. And we also have to look for marine mammals. We have to look for whales and sea lions and sea otters and report all of that if we see them and put them in logbooks. Yeah, so the difference of just being able to see what you can see, say you're walking up a stream, instead of just my eyes view, if I have a drone and I fly that up above me, it gives me what people often call like a bird's eye view.
So some advantages of having a bird's eye view. What exactly is a bird's eye view? If you've ever hiked up a mountain or gone up a hill, you notice that when you start the summit and you're so full of energy, you're so happy, you start going up, you look around and you can notice like, hey, I can see my house or where that car was. Closer to the top, you'll notice you can see more of the sky and farther until you get to the very top of that mountain or the hill. And all of a sudden it just erupts and you can see like the whole, like all around you. And you can see, your house is small, your car is small, the trees are smaller, but you can see more of it. With a drone, you don't have to huff and puff up a mountain, right? You can just fly right up and then boom, you can get all that information.
I think having that bird's eye view, it's fun to have. And it's fun to be able to fly up there with the birds, with the drones. I think what I like most about drones is, you're capturing something golden. You're out there as a videographer. Some of the shots I've got, I just feel it. You're flying and you could kind of see it on your little monitor there, and it's small, but wow, I can't wait to blow this up on the big screen.
The way a drone works is really cool to me. As a mechanical engineering student, when we were learning about it, if you have one propeller that's spinning a bunch, there's nothing to counter the spin, so anything under the propeller will also spin with the propeller and you won't go upwards. So with a helicopter, they have the big propeller. They put the little one on the back to blow the other way so that you can spin it fast enough to fly. So with a drone, it's different because it doesn't have that back propeller, and most drones have 4 propellers. And then once it's up there, you can change how fast one's going on this side. If this side, these 2 propellers are slower than that one, it'll tilt this way and move there. It's a lot of precision controls, and so technology has finally got to a point where you can tell each motor to do exactly what you want.
One of the key things here is actually getting hands-on. What type of missions can you do? And it's really important for people to think about their community and what the community's needs are, and then how might you be able to use this technology?
My role in the community is the construction manager. I'm basically trying to help build Nolato back. Pretty much self-taught, a lot of video games growing up. Yeah, I mean, we get nice aerial footage of our construction, the site drainage where everything's coming down right here and where it was running down the driveway, where we needed to reinforce basically all around here, and do a cutaway for our swale here, and maybe do a retaining wall here. It's a lot easier having that bird's eye view now that we can just see everywhere the water's running.
As a small business owner, I think that drone usage is beneficial in so many ways, such as Again, double checking research and things like you can see what the weather really looks like on the other side of the Narrows. I can think of so many ways to start a business just with a drone. People are starting to replace a lot of things with drones. Drones is like the future, just like we used to say the internet was the future and things like that.
As well as forest fires. You know, they can use it to determine a newly lit forest fire. Before Neenah almost burned down like in 2012 or something. That fire coming within probably a quarter of a mile of the village. Might have not happened if they had a drone out there and they seen where the fire started. Could have sent smoke jumpers out there and put it out right away.
Just teaching the kids all the different things, like, you know, they can check where it's safe to travel, like, you know, throughout the winter. They can check different creeks of like if it's open over these ridges that they're passing.
Erosion control, it's obvious because you can see it right outside the village from the river eroding the land. Land is being eaten away by the Tana River. If you had a drone, you possibly could go further upriver or downriver and see. You can probably decide where you could, for instance, build a stream barb to stop the erosion.
They're versatile, they're quick. We can put something up during a flooding situation and actually monitor the erosion as it's taking place on the dike, sometimes during floods. It helps emergency services. Instead of waiting for a helicopter or getting a helicopter on scene, they could put a drone up really quick and plan a rescue across an ice field when they need to go in and rescue. We've used drones for about 3 or 4 years, and every time we find new uses, you know, almost every year or every month.
When somebody's out there, that's an example of where resupply intersects with search and rescue, because if somebody's stranded in a place and you can't get to them with, you know, a snow machine or a boat by walking, you know, maybe you can use a drone to bring over emergency equipment like stuff to make a fire with, a blanket, extra clothing, a little bit of food, a little bit of water.
You can do flying cell phone towers to see where damage might be without having somebody climb it and risk getting hurt by falling ice.
Studied animals and wildlife could be used to identify new spawning areas for salmon and other fish species, which is also important in our culture. Animals you probably can't see in the Tana River, but you can see where they spawn in clear creeks and stuff.
There's a lot of areas, you know, that are changing with stream flow, with the amount of overwintering habitat, stream bed depth. And so it would be really nice to use drones to do mapping at certain times of the year to see where those open water spots are. And that would give you an indication of, okay, there's water coming in, you have a spring that keeps that water a certain temperature, which is conducive to salmon spawning. That's good salmon habitat.
And depending on the camera that you use, you could see different things besides visible light, right? You could see infrared, which is anytime you open your oven and you feel that heat coming out the oven, that's infrared radiation. And so you could get a camera to detect heat. And using that, you could have another tool in understanding what are the temperature features of any river by just flying a thermal camera over that river.
One of the guys I work with, he had some footage like of the salmon. We were tasked to go out and capture them for science but also for content and to tell our story, our concern about, you know, the salmon population on the Yukon.
Yeah, so there are different roles that you do when you're flying a drone. You don't always have to be the pilot. A lot of times there is a team of people working to fly a drone because it would be so hard to fly a drone, do science, and then make sure the drone's okay. I remember on our team we had a person who was designated to just look at the drone and to tell the pilot, hey, here's what's below the drone, or hey, here's what's around the drone. It was really nice to have that communication of another person flying. There's somebody else taking notes, telling the pilot, hey, we need to do this, this, and this. So the pilot, all they have to do is focus on flying.
Everything is technology now. Kids are tech, they're so into technology.
And this is a tool that kind of uses that hand-eye coordination that they've developed to do something really useful and productive, and maybe even offer a job opportunity for some people that might not think they have the skills that are really actually needed right now.
Just don't limit yourself. It doesn't matter what you look like, what your gender is, how you identify. And so even if you don't see somebody who looks like you right now, they're coming. And this field really is open to everybody.
Just go do it. Just get anything. It doesn't matter if it's cheap or if it's expensive. Just go fly. It's fun. It's exciting. Gives a lot of other kids something to look at too, because there's so many opportunities for it, for work nowadays with drones. It's something to get into.